is certainly getting dire, and there is much cause for concern. Let me take the opportunity now to read you part of an article that was written in December of 2020. That's nearly 4 years ago, December the 19th of 2020, by one Dr. Kenny D. Anthony. And the headline is, "Why Do We Hate?" And that article appeared in the Star newspaper. And he's making reference to Adolf Hitler and the murdering of 6 million Jews. He also makes reference to the hatred led by the systematic slaughter of nearly 1 million Tutsis in Rwanda by the Hutu majority, and what transpired as well in Darfur, the region of Sudan. But I'll read you some relevant parts. That is making reference to the utterances, the rhetoric of some people in this country, did not call them by name, but making reference to politics and politicians in particular. And there's one part that reads, "Sometimes fear can feed hatred. It is a point made by the political historian John Lukács. For example, if you fear a political party because you believe it could cause you to lose influence, wealth, privileges, or access, then such fear could ignite or induce hatred. Hatred can be so irrational. The great danger of hatred is that it can cease to be a matter of the mind. Hatred can and often leads, says Lukács, to physical inclinations, to physical acts, and ultimately to death, destruction, and as we have seen, to genocide." So a lot of what is being preached in St. Lucia is fueled by fear. And in most cases, it is because some politicians are afraid of losing influence, wealth, privileges, or access. Another part of that article reads, "Equally insidious is the use of hatred to muster political influence and support. People who are driven by hatred see no logic, adhere to no reasoning, and justify violence in their creed. Politicians who encourage hatred will eventually pay the price because those who they nurse in hatred will eventually turn on them. Hatred consumes not only its victims, hatred also consumes those who hate." Another relevant part, "But do not misunderstand me. Let us not confuse political competition with hatred. I believe in political competition. I believe that citizens should be offered political alternatives. I believe we must create an environment where citizens and political parties can engage in robust and, yes, fierce and passionate argument and debate. I believe we can do all of those things without hating each other. To think otherwise or to do otherwise is to pave a path to tyranny, intolerance, and tribalism. We must not allow ourselves to be consumed by the fire of hatred." So we can all have our disagreements on policies, on various laws that are enacted, on decisions that are taken by our governments, and the performance of political parties or parliamentary representatives. But we cannot engage in the kind of vitriol that we are experiencing right now in this country. And sometimes the hatred because of what is being said is palpable. And although some politicians, I'll not identify them, they're quick to say, "I don't hate. I do not hate." Never trust someone who says, "I don't hate this person and I don't hate that other person." Who asked you that? No one asked you. So why are you volunteering to say that you do not hate people. And so, the last part of the article, let us renounce hatred. Let us disown the messengers of hatred in our midst. And they are definitely in our midst. And what they're doing is using the minions, using people who are naive, people who are unsuspecting, people who just want to support an individual or support a political party. But those people have their ulterior motive, and their ulterior motive is not only to cause their political opponents to lose at the polls, but to basically destroy, physically destroy those individuals. Government minister robbed of his bracelet at gunpoint while in his custody. Fortunately, this did not happen in St. Lucia. It occurred on Tuesday in a constituency in Trinidad and Tobago. So the health minister, speaking with a constituent, when some thugs came up and demanded his bracelet, put up a resistance, eventually he had to give in. So he was robbed of his bracelet. Fortunately, he was not hurt or harmed. That individual is Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh. And in a video, he can be heard recapping the ordeal, apparently to a cabinet colleague.
So I am in St. Joseph in my constituency, 5 o'clock, hot sun, bright sun, sitting outside Nyabingi Bar opposite the church with a constituent. Two fellas walk up to me, put a gun to my head, and rob me of my bracelet. Just letting you know where crime was. No, the police here anything. You don't have to get. I'm just letting you know. So I am in St. Joseph in my constituency, 5 o'clock, hot sun, bright sun, sitting outside Nyabingi Bar opposite the church with a constituent. Two fellas walk up to me, put a gun to my head, and rob me of my bracelet. Just letting you know where crime was. No, the police here anything. You don't have to get. I'm just letting you know.
Health Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Terence Dayal Singh, and he's saying, you see what crime has come to in Trinidad and Tobago? Obviously, this guy is living in a different world. Because in Trinbago, so far for this year, some 346 lives have been lost violently. This compares to about 324 for the same period last year. So, he's lucky. That's all he lost. So many people have not been fortunate enough to lose a bracelet. They have lost their lives. They cannot return. They cannot replace their lives. He can replace his bracelet. And the bigger picture, the moral of that story is that too many people in leadership positions in the Caribbean, because all of a sudden, the prime ministers of the region understand that crime is a serious problem. To the extent, they assembled at the Hilton over in Trinidad in April of last year for this conference on crime. Prior to that, paying lip service, not showing much interest in wanting to manage the problem, going about their business, attending various CARICOM meetings, not putting crime on the agenda, and they just allowed the problem to escalate whilst they were in office. A lot of those leaders have been in power for a while. Dr. Keith Rowley. In the case of St. Lucia, Philip J. Pierre has been a part of so many administrations. More than that, touted as the most readied individual to be Prime Minister of St. Lucia. And this is happening under their watch. And all of a sudden, those politicians appear to be so alarmed, so confounded by what is happening in the Caribbean right now, without them taking any kind of responsibility for the situation. They have been too complacent. They have been caught with their pants down. And even now, they are continuing to make excuses. So I'm sure Raul will tell you that this crime problem is not unique to Trinbago. St. Lucia has its own fair share of problems, Jamaica and so on. It says that you individuals, you guys, who have been paid thousands, if not millions of dollars over the past few decades, receive all kind of benefits, all kind of perks. You have failed the people of the Caribbean as a unit. All of you all have failed. And I'll cite one example. In the case of St. Lucia, you continue to hear of us having porous borders. But yet still, in his wisdom, moments after he got into office, the Prime Minister, not only is the Prime Minister, but the National Security Minister decided that we had the 3 canines we had, should relieve them of their duties because it was costing too much. So apart from our borders being porous, we had a few cops, maybe a few customs officers manning our air and seaports and so on without any canine at all, maybe for a year or maybe over a year. You think that is acceptable? You think that should be tolerated? And then you say, you're not a policeman. If you do, you're not a policeman. You should have listened to the then acting police commissioner, Mr. Milton Daisy, because he said it was serving a useful purpose. Never mind what it was costing to operate that canine unit. 3 dogs, you did not say, well, let's reduce it to 1. We just did not have a canine unit. Period. So what do you think happened during that period? A little over a year. What do you think? Mr. I know you are on vacation right now, and maybe you're listening, maybe you'll get a call. But what do you think transpired in the absence of that canine unit? How many guns as a result of this or contraband would have entered our borders? Let's take your calls right now at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And that is 716-2026. And let me see if I could go through some of your WhatsApp messages in the meantime. And no doubt I'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room. I have a WhatsApp message which reads, Dear Tim, I think it reflects very poorly on this government not to pay the soca artists and specifically the Calypsonians who sung so passionately in support of the SLP maladministration. Hilaire squeezed every drop of PR he could from Carnival and Calypso so the government could look good at the time. As the media asked Dr. Hilaire when government will provide the funds to Events St. Lucia to pay the artists, saying as this administration will soon hire another set of artists or the same ones for the Julian Alfred National Concert. I guess they will have to suffer also to get their payments. This is utter disrespect, and with no explanation forthcoming from Events, it is obvious that this is truly a shameless bunch at the helm of the arts in this country. Let's keep the pressure on for our talented performers. This year, they really took the craft to another level. And we're not talking about only Calypsonians who have not been paid. A number of the other participants have not been paid. All right, your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And let me see if I have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says that he was referring to the audacity of the criminals to rob a minister. And another WhatsApp message. Tim, those artists and stakeholders are so not together. They can never sue the government for their dues, or all of them are crabs in a bucket. And another WhatsApp message. Tim, couldn't the Prime Minister ask his minister to tone down his rhetoric on his Thursday talk show? We have a call via WhatsApp. As we say, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hey, boy, good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Boy, let me tell you, you hear about who running for United Workers' Party in Vieux-Fort already?
Which VA4? VA4 North, VA4 South?
Yeah, Vieux-Fort South, Vieux-Fort South.
Well, I heard there are two prospective candidates.
No.
One would be
One.
what's her name, Miss Johannes, and
Very
the
well.
and the other I'm told would be possibly, those are the two they're looking at, the attorney, Mr. Harrow.
No, well, I don't think that Mr. Harrow actually.
Is under consideration.
Yes, I think Mr. Harrow just let go for the lady, because you see, the thing is, we do not have no kind of halikasi in our party, like the others, or like the other one. So Mr. Harrow just give way for this lady, okay?
Well,
But,
I haven't heard from Mr. Harrow. I need to hear from him.
Well, okay. You might hear from him. Don't worry yourself. You will hear from him. But anyway, it's your colleague that is going up, man. Okay?
Okay, do you say Lady Lee?
Lady Lee. Yes, man.
Okay.
And imagine even the Prime Minister say he don't even know who the lady is. You could imagine that?
I suspect the Prime Minister maybe does not listen to her morning show. Maybe he listens to another talk show, morning talk show, the one he always appears on.
Okay.
Maybe he listens to that one.
well, he'll get to know a little more about her. Don't worry. Okay? Anyway, have a nice day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, 452-2979, along with your WhatsApp calls and messages. Let's take another call. Good afternoon. You're on the air. I think we lost that call. Let's try. No, we lost that call. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Okay, we have that call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tim. How are you?
I'm okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I was just listening to the trend of your discussion today, and I'm wondering, what is the focus? Is it that crime? Are we looking at crime in St. Lucia today? Because I'm actually operating from my phone. So what is it? Is it crime we're talking about?
On NewsSpin?
Yes, today.
Any issue at all? That's what we're talking about.
So okay, my take on it. I want us to really look at St. Lucia, and we have to ask ourselves, in 2024, where are we going? And for some reason, I want to say we, as the people of St. Lucia, we need to start to put down what we want for our country. And it's not because our country, seeing our country as now. We're looking at the children to come. We're looking at what are we leaving there for our children to hold on to. The politicians come, and the politicians are able to do what they want. Because you know why? Because we elect them, and we don't hold them up to the mandate that they said that they would be doing. Now, I find that we need to, recall politicians, recall politics in St. Lucia, because our politics in St. Lucia is not done with any principle. That is the problem, There is no principle, Tim. Because a politician cannot be elected on the basis that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That is nonsense. I have given you my vote, and I'm a citizen, and you are put there to serve the nation, and you must be held accountable. And too many times in St. Lucia, that these persons come, they go, they come, and our country is left with nothing to hang on to. Look at our young people. Everybody wants to talk about K9. They want to talk about shooting. They want to talk about this. What about the main aspect of, what about where crime is coming from, which is the home? What do you have in place for the nation's children? What are you doing to engage our children who turn up to be those criminals? We have a set of 6 schools today. You know, even if the politicians claim that they will put key-head schools and all of that in place, it's not about what you put in place, you know. It's about the energy and the respect that you show towards these institutions. Because we have some parents today, though these schools are there, they don't have access to it. And it's not put high on the mark, because you know what? We need resources from our children. We need to build our children.
What about counseling? Counseling for our children who have maybe psychological problems, who really need...
Tim, you talk about counseling, Tim. All of that is part of it. Tim, why would we need counseling if persons start at the home with the root of the problem? Tim, look at how social media is left at its whim and fancy in St. Lucia, Tim. Tim, look at the schools and look at how parents can control. They can control what children look at, what children listen to. Look at the booyah that's happening. And yet we think the nation has to. You think it's a one-faceted problem? This problem stems from the home. This problem stems from politicians not understanding that I put you here for a reason, and I need you to honor that reason that I put you here for. And you know, my thing is that when we elect politicians, they need to have a set. We need to have a set of rules, a set of principles, which they operate. And as the Prime Minister, I'm walking into a place now, and as the Prime Minister, you know, if the politicians are not able to answer to those rules and those principles that are put in place for you, then you need a recall. Because that is the issue. People come, they get voted into power, and they feel that they can do what they want with our money, with our time, and it's a lack of respect. It's a lack of respect for the citizenry of St. Lucia. And we, as the people of St. Lucia, we need to stand up, and we need to do this. We need to take charge of our island. Because remember, politicians are only people. We're giving these people too much power. The politicians sometimes don't even have the mindset to know why they're there, because they just voted, and sometimes they don't even have the experience in. They don't have the experience. And how dare us put ourselves and our desires on somebody who clearly doesn't know what we want. The person has no idea. So I'm thinking that in St. Lucia, the way forward is we as the people, we need to come together and demand services for our children, demand proper care, demand proper education. Because without that, crime will still perpetuate society. And this is my contribution. There's so much more to say, Tim, but I'm just hitting it here and there because I want solutions to wake up. Because if we don't take charge of our island, who is going to do it?
Okay, ma'am.
Who is going to do it? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. The article I read earlier on, penned by Dr. Kenny Anthony, December of 2020, Why Do We Hate? Extracted from the Star newspaper. I'd like to thank a friend who lent me a copy of that newspaper. I'll be returning it to you as soon as possible. The situation over in Martinique, at least 6 police officers were injured by gunfire overnight in the French Caribbean island of Martinique during violent protests over the high cost of living, officials said Tuesday. 2 unidentified suspects were arrested, according to a statement from Martinique's government. Gunfire erupted late Monday and early Tuesday as cars burned and police launched tear gas to repel demonstrators participating in small protests that began in recent weeks. And government officials said several stores also were looted and called for calm. Martinique has seen similar protests in recent years, many of them fueled by anger over what demonstrators say is economic, social, and racial inequality. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. Still to come, we'll be hearing from a prime minister who says that the leaders ought to play their part to fight crime.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
6 more. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the Kings players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a Kings Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and then over.
Fast Pay, a new and easy way to pay. Fast Pay, Fast Pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Fast Pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. Fast Pay, Fast Pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
It is well known by all St. Lucian professional tradesmen and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns, all at unbeatable, jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Masat Grosile. Europa, we service what we sell.
Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House. Everything must go. Half off and list on everything. But that's not all. We also offer wholesale prices on a variety of items and souvenirs, perfect for vendors and retail needs. Visit us today at Meekut Street, Castries, or call us at 452-2250. Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House. Sale ends September 30th.
Cet lycée temps j'avini côté nous kay tope ko nous unité. Nous tope ko nous en la peine et puis pour mettre qui tope ko cassé. Mais ensemble nous ça doubout encore. United Workers Party doubout et puis préparé pour goumer pour future et puis désir pays. Ajoutez et puis nous dimanche 22e jour septembre à William Peter Boulevard. Côté nous kay présenter Génération 9 pour leader. Candidat qui kay mener pays à devant. C'est pas seulement un meeting, c'est un mouvement pour changement. On vient ensemble avec Doubout Koyon, partisans United Workers Party, Kamado pour ajouter et puis nous. Dimanche 22e jour septembre à 5 à William Peter Boulevard là. Tropicola.
In today's fast-paced world, accurate health diagnosis is more crucial than ever. Time is vital. Are you suffering from chronic headaches, back pain, knee pain, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, sciatica, stroke, joint pain, or arthritis? No matter the pain or illness, La Clinique du Corps has the best doctors and specialists to diagnose and treat your condition. We are the only medical clinic equipped with the latest 1.5 Tesla MRI machine, the gold standard in healthcare. This fully GE certified MRI provides top quality, detailed images detecting any illness including tumors and cancers of the brain and spine. We also offer the ultimate in ultrasound technology. There is absolutely no need to travel overseas for these services. Exercise your right to a second opinion before any complex medical procedure. La Clinique du Corps puts you in direct contact with top medical specialists from Martinique and France, known internationally for prioritizing patients' health. Call La Clinique du Corps in Castries or Cocoville, Rodney Bay at 451-6559 and make your appointment today.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
If we are worthy of the name of leader, and leadership is what is required of us, then by God we will lead and stand the consequences in the face of the population. We cannot continue like this. But if we are worthy of the name of leader, and leadership is what is required of us, then by God we will lead and stand the consequences in the face of the population. We cannot continue like this.
You just heard there from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley speaking last April, not last April, but April of last year during that CARICOM conference on violence. In the chat room, somebody says, I always want a woman, Madam Prime Minister, for St. Lucia. That will not necessarily change anything, all right? Especially in a positive direction. Because some of the female ministers, and I say some of the female ministers that we have had in St. Lucia, they have basically just followed the footsteps of their male counterparts. They have not, most of them have not done anything out of the ordinary. They have not demonstrated that they are exceptional. They just basically have done what the other fellow cabinet colleagues have done, which is toe the political line. So it don't make a difference whether we have our first female prime minister anytime soon or male prime minister the next time around. It has to do with you having the political will and the desire to make a difference, to stand out. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Somebody says via WhatsApp, good afternoon, Tim. I hope that Lady Lee is listening to your program and calls or message you to refute what your first caller said about her candidacy. Lady Lee has not been selected to contest the VA4 South constituency seat on behalf of the UWP. She should clear the air. Well, I've already done this. I think there will be National Council meeting on Thursday, that is tomorrow, and a determination will be made, as to who will be the United Workers' Party candidate for VA4 South in the upcoming general election. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Mr. Rigobert, good afternoon. I'm okay.
Yes.
How about you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good by the grace of God. I'm good. Yeah. I'm just wishing all new spinners a blessed day, and also my Kimani, wheresoever she is. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Kim, I have a situation that you know that I'm diagnosed with maybe 6 different kinds of problem, disease, sickness, and most of them is death. You understand? It's no turning back. You understand?
Yeah.
And I can have a good day with them at most time. You understand? My biggest problem that makes me sick is politicians.
Wow.
You understand? Politician, it makes me sick more than the COPD, more than everything that I'm going through. You understand? Now, I'm going to say something, and I'm not against UWP. I am there for them to do the right thing. I'm not there against Labour. I am there for them to do the right thing. So when I complain, I'm complaining about the things that are affecting me. You understand? And I just want them to buckle up and do the right things. Okay? I listened to Nancy the other day, and it's somebody I know very, very well. I've sit down, I've talked with her. You understand? And even in her statement, she was talking, and she used some a language in Creole. I know it is hard in Creole. Creole are weird, but you are talking. And you are talking to make a difference, not because probably when you say something and the crowd go, way, to just continue with it. You understand? When you're talking and you're using language like no mama, you understand? We all know what no mama is. You can do different. You understand? Let us go different with the younger generation and make a difference. You understand? I just hear Prudent himself. Now, somebody might don't even know on what side I am. I'm just leaning on God's side. You understand? But what I don't understand, I'm just putting it where it is. You understand? When you're talking about, I'll just say it one time, I'll not go to the 3 times he said, no backbone, die. You understand? In what year you go back, you say, in what year you bat it again, and now you come in and say, this time you'll bat it again. You can do different. You understand? Now, all of them is doing the same thing and using this kind of language. But I want you all guys that wants to make a difference while you're on the outside to make a change, even in your languages. That is what I had to say this afternoon.
Appreciate the contribution. Thank you so much. Somebody says, responding to Mr. Rigobert, yes, Mr. Rigobert, we understand. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through right now. Let's see there. Somebody says via WhatsApp. Okay. Let's see if we get another WhatsApp message to go through. Okay, I think we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy. Timothy, a week and a half ago, there was a shooting at Pigeon Island. Have the police come to the bottom of what transpired at Pigeon Island, Timothy?
In terms of which shooting?
The shooting where the guy got shot in his leg fatally and he passed away.
No, I've not heard anything from the police on that.
You see? You see what I am talking about? In a crowded place, a man gets shot. Nothing from the police, Timothy. I haven't even heard from the man's relatives on air. I haven't even heard from the man's mother or father. I haven't heard anything from that incident, not even the police. So you see how criminality and hypocrisy is deeply rooted in the psychic of St. Lucia, Timothy. This is what I'm saying to you. By now, the police should have somebody questioning for what transpired at Pigeon Island, Timothy, by now. But this is not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is Mr. Antoine from the ECCB, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. A few days ago, I was listening to him, and he said that they have changed some of they've made adjustments in the criteria at the various banks to open a bank account. We St. Lucians, and not just St. Lucian, Caribbean people have been speaking out about what it takes to open a bank account at the various banks. Some banks ask you for 2 forms of ID, a job letter, a utility letter, a utility bill to verify that is your place of residence. Some banks ask you for more than that. Don't Mr. Antoine knows that this has been happening for a long time, and the bank he represents, the ECCB, is a Johnny come lately, to do the adjustments when it comes to opening a bank account. The reason why I say this, because this is one thing that can affect us when it comes to the ease of doing business in the various territories. Now, when it comes to the foreign exchange, you cannot have a Frenchman come into a bank. He can change 500 euros. You understand? And I cannot change my 500 euros. Not me, but St. Lucian, because I can change 10,000 if I wanted in a day. But I'm talking about the average St. Lucian. You understand? There are problems in changing, especially when it comes to euros or a lot of foreign currency. And it's not where the bank sees that, boy, where did you acquire that money? To me, it's a deliberate thing to retard the growth of the common man or the man on the street. What is 500 euros? What is 1,000 US? The bank have objection to that. They try to tell you you have to find source of income. Every day you have to come. You come in at the bank. You say you have a trade on cash trees. They still want you to write the source of income all the time you visit the bank. You understand? If they're afraid of money laundering, you understand? The average man on the street cannot laundry as much money as possible, you know. The people that can laundry as much money as possible to wash it into clean money are business people. Business people are not the average solution. Now, I certainly agree with the Prime Minister of this country, Philip J. Pierre, when he talked about balancing it with not just cards or to make it a cashless society, but a cash society. Because this cashless society, if it happens, the politicians are going to have the biggest say, not even the banks, to tell the banks to freeze certain people's money, even when the case has not gone to court. And I can tell you that. So we must never have a cashless society. We must have a blend of cash and cashless society in itself. We have to stop, the ECCB have to stop being a bank that will listen to the globalists and also the industrialized countries telling it to do things where the citizens of the Caribbean are not inclined to go along with that. It retards our growth. It may not retard their growth, but it will retard our growth. We need to stop being a vassal state, and we need to stop being weasels to the globalists and the people that give us directives when it comes to banking in the Caribbean. We need to take a stand, and we need to take a firm stand in the Caribbean to defend our democracy. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. WhatsApp message. Somebody says our politicians need to listen to the 1960 debate between Kennedy and Nixon. What a classic debate. Don't expect that we can have this debate in St. Lucia between our political leaders anytime soon. Maybe come the general election after the one of 2026. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello?
Good day.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, good day.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. This is good day to you again and good day to St. Lucia. This is the Bexar Minibus Association president speaking.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Benjamin Popo.
Okay. What is your concern, sir? Why would you call NewsSpin?
I normally call once a blue, but I call for a particular reason. On your news clip, what there was that was Monday or Tuesday, Monday, I saw Cicero came up with an advertisement. Well, not an advertisement, but came on the news talking about the passengers for the OKEU don't rightfully belongs to Bexar, and it belongs to them to transport those passengers.
And that's what, 5F?
Yes, 5F, I think. Cicero.
Yeah.
I decided didn't want to say nothing, but I would love to say something here today to tell St. Lucia, to let St. Lucia and St. Lucians know that the rightful vehicle to carry the passengers is Bexar, and I have many reasons for.
So who determined that? Who determined that in the first place?
Okay, so we had two meetings. The first meeting we had with the Cicero executives together with the Bexar executive at the transport board. We had a meeting some 2 months ago. And when we gathered together at that meeting, we had the chief transport officer to conduct that meeting, where make mention about the guys who's operating at the hospital presently. They used to operate at OKEU. Now that is a long story. I don't want to bring the long story. The long story I would want to bring, if you would invite me to your show one of those days. It can be tonight or any other night. And also you can ask the Cicero president. You can invite him also that we talk a little bit on this. So, moving forward, we had a meeting and where we decided to come with a proposal. We, both of us, both the Cicero Association and the Minibus Association. We had our proposal. Also, Cicero had theirs. We had a second meeting. At that first meeting, we had NCOPT, Godfrey Ferdinand, which agreed that the route was supposed to be a shared route. You understand? So that was the first meeting. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, I'm listening to you.
Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So Godfrey Ferdinand and NCOPT agreed that the route was supposed to be a shared route between Cicero and, not even Cicero, the guys who were operating at the hospital and Bexon.
Mm-hmm.
However, we had the second meeting after the proposal, and even before starting the meeting, it was mentioned that, we hope we don't get a back and forth or a quarrel or even to go further before the meeting even started. So that was the start of the meeting. So clearly it would state to me that there was a pre-meeting with Cicero and Transport Board and the Chief Transport Officer before they invited Bexon. You understand? There should have been something. That's why she would start up this way. Now, there is a whole leap back and forth, which I would love you to invite me so that we can let St. Lucia and St. Lucians know the way it goes. However, I just want to say this, that Bexon is the only route in St. Lucia. The entire route is open. So if Beaufort have 150 buses operating from Beaufort to Castries, all of those buses are passing through Bexon. If we have Denwy with 80 buses, all of them. The Valley with 50, all of them. Millet buses, most of them passes through Bexon. And if we have H plates, also passes and collect passengers. You understand? So we are the most challenging route ever to speak about. Mm-hmm. If we have to compare Bexon with Cicero has a level school, which is theirs alone. Cicero has the Cicero Secondary School, which belongs to them alone. Also, they have 3/4 of the route, which is Cicero on the whole, who belongs to them. No other buses passes through. One time, I think it was a couple of years ago, I make mention about a cutoff point because the amount of licks we are taking on our own route. We have 57 routes on the Bexon on the Bexon road. And all of those buses I'm talking about, they are passing through and collecting. When we come from Wabin Poisson to go down, we collect 2 free passengers. We have to be on the edge of our seats because by the time 1, 2 Beaufort bus pass down the road, they start collecting and we're losing our customers. We have built a relationship with the Bexon commuters. We give out donations, we give out funds, we send buses for funerals. We've been doing so much for the community, but yet still you would find, and that is a business, and I do understand. When you run a business like the bus business, someone want to go to work and they're a little late, they may just pick up any bus coming. But we have built that clientele within our community where we have a good few, may wait a few minutes or so for. So I'm saying this, that, and I make the chief transport officer at the last meeting understand that the level of pressure we are going through on a day-to-day basis, not almost every day. You understand? So I'm saying, if Cicero used to pick up the people at VH before to drop at the hospital, and there was always some H plates at the time at the hospital operating. Those guys, I don't know whether they would do a little taxi or they pick up a few passengers and go with their H plates. When they shift the hospital in 2019, 20, somewhere around there, to OKEU and they brought it up there, the guys left that alone completely. So within all the dirt, all the mud, all the rough, bad roads, not even trucks wanted to pass in that Millennium Highway, we used to pass there all of those years. We've been operating that Millennium Highway from 2000, from the time it opened, let's say this, from the time it opened until now. And only now, because the road is getting up to a closure, Cicero Field now, they went and they gave the H guys. Now, nothing wrong with giving those guys who used to operate by the VH hospital And that time they had H plates. So nothing wrong. I'm not there to fight on anybody's bread. Nothing wrong with giving those guys an M plate to operate. Because with the proposal, with our proposal, that's Dexter proposal, my proposal, our proposal, was including like we agreeing to take the guys, because those guys were willing to come and work with us once they want to work with the rules, the regulations of the Bexon Minibus Association. You know, however, sister feel like, I don't know if they feel the mouth just can't remain closed and they want it all. You know, if the hospital has changed from one point to another and there is a new road built there, you must expect like one may lose and another one may gain. You understand? And this is not happening well. And I see Cicero coming around. I stay quiet for a little bit to watch what's going on. But I think I need to let St. Lucia and St. Lucians know that the right bus to catch to go to OKEU is the Bexo bus, which is just opposite Billy's and by the market area. You understand? We have things in place. We have our members in proper uniform. We are doing all what we're supposed to do to make it happen. And I think the ministry is not doing or looking at it in the right way. You understand? So I think it's here I can voice my opinion, and I would love you to invite me at any given time you're ready for.
I'll be doing that, but let me ask you some specific questions. So the ministry itself has not determined which set of minibus drivers who will be servicing that route, that is to the OKE hospital. Has the Department of Transport made a determination on this?
Timothy, we went to the meeting, and the chief transport officer is now, honestly, I hope it don't affect her or her job or anything pertaining to her.
Well, let's not make her the issue. We just want to address a particular matter. We just want to come to a conclusion on a matter. A determination has been made.
So a determination made by the chief transport officer is telling the Bexon Minibus Association, in other words, me, to go and tell my members when the passengers come to our bus stop, send them to the Cicero bus stop.
Okay.
The chief transport officer is also saying when or if we happen to pick up a passenger that goes to the hospital, drop them at the roundabout. I said to them, anybody who board my vehicle, whether they go into dialysis on an afternoon or morning, whether they lost a limb, whether they have a cough, whether they are pregnant and they're going to see a doctor, that is not a private hospital. It's a public hospital. I know of all dogs, cats, mouse, everybody, everything goes up there. We will take the passengers up to the hospital. And that is it is within our route. The same way it is within the Viewfort route. When they come in on that, there is nothing that we can do about it, that they can stop and pick up passengers, and we have to build our clientele. Is the very same thing we are doing in going up by path.
So you're saying the same should apply for that route to OKEU. Your route should be Bexor should be able to service that route. Likewise, the Cicero minibus operators can service that route, etc. That's what you're saying. You can agree to. Are you comfortable with? I think we have lost Mr. Popo there. Mr. Popo, are you still there? Okay, we have lost Mr. Popo, but I'll be extending an invitation to you, sir, at some point so that we could have an in-depth discussion on this emerging problem. But I see there somebody from the Cicero Minibus Association is trying to get the program. I'll be calling you in just a moment, sir. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and we are focusing on dealing with an emerging concern.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Viewfort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
Let's head back to school.
It's time to get the children ready to head back to school with a back-to-school loan from First National Bank. Get up to $30,000 for all your back-to-school needs. No deposit required, low interest rates, and an easy process. Visit any First National Bank location or call 455-7127 for more information. Let's head back to school with First National Bank. Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, here for you.
What's on your back-to-school checklist? Fast, reliable internet? 50% off your postpaid bill? With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for Internet Select 400 broadband and get 50% off for the first 3 months. Plus, sign up for any postpaid bundle and get 50% off your bill. Make back to school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
6 more. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the Kings players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a King's Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and an over.
Gardez moitié bois, pas faire la femelle.
Stop all that smoke, fume, and noise. Keep the emissions to zero and be a hero for the environment. You can still do all your lawn mowing, brush cutting, leaf blowing, hedge trimming, even chainsawing, but with a battery-powered machine. Europa is now offering a buy one, get one free on professional battery tools. When you buy the tool, we'll throw in the battery absolutely free. Yes, you heard right. You get 1 free battery with the purchase of any steel professional machine.
PS la femelle, PS des ordres. Merci, papa.
Visit Europa in Massat, Grosley, or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. 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 It's coming.
Attention men, are you worried about your prostate? Then get a multi-parametric MRI of the prostate done for only $1,250 from now until the end of September in commemoration of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Don't guess, know your status. Speak to your doctor or urologist, or just make an appointment by calling any of the La Clinique de Corps branches in Castries or Rodney Bay at 451-6559. That's 451-6559.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, cast in sand, and plaster in sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot rewards card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and on the line we have Mr. Chandler, and he is from the Cicerone Minibus Association. Good afternoon to you, sir. What do your counterpart from the Bexon Association, Mr. Benjamin Popo, had to say regarding who has or should have the right to transport persons to and from the OKE hospital? What say you, sir?
Yes. Afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, first of all, at one time, the only route that had OKEU on its price list was Cicero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So, however, when Bexon started transporting people there, they were actually charging passengers the same price to Bexon, just to deter them. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't a large volume of people at the time. Now, I blame my members for all this to send. We had something in place, what we have there now. And then some of them were sending the people to Bexon because they never wanted to transport the people. But I was out of the executive for a while, and those that was there never took it on to see it happen. But now I'm back. I'm fully ensured that it is my route, and I will serve the route at any given. But like Popo mentioned, we had a meeting with the PS and the transport officer, right? At the first meeting, the transport coordinator was present too, a dispatcher, and the president of National Council. So they sent us to prepare a proposal and then to see how the operation will be. I will take it from there. So everybody prepared the proposal and sent it in. So at the end, the ministry decided to go with our proposal and asked Bexon to cease their operation. They had also put up a sign on Jeremy Street, which the ministry took it down. Okay, so that's what it is at the situation. At the last meeting where they asked Bexon to cease their operation, Popo decided they will not stop, they'll go to the lawyer and so on. So the PS advised him to go. Feel free to go to his lawyer and so on, because this is Cicero. Imagine the hospital is in Cicero. Okay? So how can it be Bexon Road? The main road is open to everybody, which we don't have a problem with. If people walk down by the road, you pick up passengers and so on. It's the same with Mac. Mac is in Bexon, that is their route. So you think if somebody go inside Mac to drop somebody off, can they pick up passengers coming out? No. It's the same thing with the hospital. The hospital is off the road. So when you drive in there, you're not supposed to pick up passengers. And we have buses that peg there, and Bexon, you just used to come and circle and then pick up passengers and move. So there was a disadvantage to the buses that walk in there, because it was a few of them, and then they just could not compete with them. So that's why we decided to put a different operation that we can compete and to advertise, let people know where to get the bus to OK.
Has the NCOPT taken a position on this? Has it played a mediator's role?
Yes, the NCOPT has advised Bexon that this is our route. However, if people come to the bus, they should also drop them by the roundabout. That's the furthest they can reach. Now, passengers would want that, so if you travel with Bexon, drop them by the roundabout. So, at the meeting, the chief transport officer make it clear to Bexon, should they not stop, either they put police or dispatchers to regulate the bus flow there.
But since you're
Popo is very much aware of that.
But since you're haggling over this particular issue, this must be a very lucrative route, is it?
It is. Well, lucrative or not, But if the route belongs to you, it should be yours.
Right.
Now, based on law, before OKU, that they were moving very slow, right? So since they picking up passengers going to OKU, their route become a little faster. And he's going to complain about, we have schools, we have various businesses and so on. And we have 3 times the amount of bus that Bexar has. Yeah.
Are you there, Mr. Chandler?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. That's the end of your contribution?
If there any question you want to ask, I'm free to answer.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think that's something that we can settle on this broadcast. I've heard from Mr. Popo.
No problem.
And now I've heard...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so
All right.
much. You just heard there from Mr. Chandler of the Ciceron Minibus Association. Before you heard from Mr. Popo, Benjamin Popo of the Bexar Minibus Association. Let's continue our broadcast with more of your calls and your WhatsApp messages. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello?
Tim, good day.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good day, Tim.
Good afternoon.
Tim, I must agree with the first minibus operator, about the route being an open route. And for me to hear him say that the chief transport officer asked them on the Bexar route to drop persons going to OKU at the roundabout. Tim, people go to the hospital at all hours of the night. You'll drop a man at the roundabout for him to walk almost a half mile into the hospital? That makes sense. Why not do that on open route? Like the previous drivers say. The Cicero bus drivers going all into the schools. Nobody goes up there. So what they're complaining about? But anyway, Tim, that's not... And take that from a man who have spent 18 years in the traffic department. I have gone to deal with those issues from VH taxis. What used to be taxis at VH? Then fellas started buying buses and calling it buses, put an H on the bus and then picking up people. The bus drivers had a problem with that from a million years ago.
But one of the drivers,
Now,
one of the individuals, one of the officials said that they were asked to present proposals to the transport department. The only thing that the transport department should have taken on its own to analyze the situation and to make a ruling? No, would not be better?
Tim, the Transport Association, the Transport Ministry, have been making those bad decisions throughout my time. If they call the police to do that meeting, the police will tell them that's a foolish decision they have taken. Because the police is the one dealing with all the issues, the complaints between bus drivers, not the ministry. The ministry hardly settle anything amicably between drivers. The police that do that. So don't take that on your decision when you know you have been known to make bad decisions. Take that from me, Tim. I know.
What's your other point, sir?
All right?
What's your other point?
Yeah, Tim, yesterday it was so funny looking at you, man, when Mr. Bermuda called.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like you were guarding the nuclear war button,
No, that because it's Bermuda. The man almost says anything that he wants, anything that comes to mind. So I have to be extremely careful, caller.
I saw you hovering over that button there, man, for Bermuda not to press that.
The man is risky.
But let me tell you something. I want Rick to hear that. Talking about heckling, I remember, and Philippe was right there. I don't know what people are plucking feathers about. That's one of the first things Philippe said. That's correct. That he's the master of heckling. Tim, I remember I couldn't even vote yet. Going into the William Peter Boulevard and looking at a team of SLP soldiers, including Rick Wayne, Tom Walcott. There was a man they called Fatney. A group of them, about 5 or 6 old men at the time. I'm talking about 30, 40 years ago, Tim.
Yeah.
Those fellas were disrupting every UWP meeting, heckling. It went to a point where the police was called by the speakers on the platform, and the police accepted SLP as a bunch of hecklers, you know. Tim, you know, historically, SLP is seen as a troublemaking, heckling party. I'm sure you have heard old people say that. Once ever a stone throw or a bottle break at a meeting, SLP disrupting a meeting. And Rick Wayne, if he calls, if you give him the chance, Rick Wayne have to make amends for that, you know. Because exactly what Philip Pierre said there, I see that reflecting directly on Rick Wayne, Tom Walcott, and those fellas. From that time, Rick Wayne must have been 40 years younger, so you can imagine what he was then. From that time, SLP, it is accepted by the police that SLP will be up to no good, you know, at meetings. And I had to share that on your platform, Tim, because Philip, you have said nothing out of the way. The money is 100% correct. That is the best thing. That is what SLP is best at. Disruption, chaos, confusion. And we don't have to go far. Just look at the COVID matches. Just look at the riots in town. Just look at Plywood City. Everything you can put your hand on have been at the hand of SLP. So, Philip, I give you 100% in that exam. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much. Another call via WhatsApp as we say good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. We will endeavor to try to see if we get another call. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Okay, let's try again via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon to you, caller. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Team, I listened to the bus driver from Bexar and the one from Cicero.
Mm-hmm.
Team, I'm from Cicero. On a morning, we have to walk up the road to reach by the Cicero primary school to get a bus. Or else we have to go down to the tunnel road. You look at that manage us at Cicero, but y'all want to add another route. On y'all, I disagree with Cicero going to the hospital. Let Bexar finish it. Y'all cannot be doing it. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your point of view with us. I think we have some more calls coming in at 452-2979. Once again, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me see there if I have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, why didn't the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association statement on vehicular accidents call on the authorities to charge venues, bars, and events for various liability when the driver is drunk and causes serious injuries after being served liquor at the bar? All right, let's see if we have a final call. Let's go to the call. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, I hope you can indulge me. Let's speak about leadership.
I will try, sir. I will try. It could be very painful, but I will try.
Okay, Tim. I'll not push you too hard. Let me tell you, as leadership, right? And we always talk about, we need leaders, right? Although we have so many other people in the country, but definitely we decided we need somebody who can handle the situation. But the way the country deals with our prospective leaders might be the problem, right? For instance, right? The leadership in everything, and from my life up to this point, there, I'm still the most monitored on the talk show.
You are what?
The most monitored caller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Self-praise, anyway. Go ahead.
If we had to just, it might take a little while to explain everything. How leadership. Okay, just let me try a few. Like we come in first in our national exam, right? Like second in the common entrance and so on. Montec, I come first, and leadership in terms of the scouting and in everything, I do a lot of music, and probably I do things like the classroom prefect, homeroom prefect. I did the vote of tongues. I did debating and also. But apparently...
All right, Colin, let's put it this way. Don't you think you have not lived up to expectation based on your impressive track record from a youngster to now?
But the thing is, Tim, you even a half yet. And so that means you don't even know. Like for now, I started, I'm involved in the SLP, from the modern SLP, you see there. Yeah, and even in the banana subject thing there, I'm so deeply inside of that. I don't think there is no doubt that it's just for the record, right? And then probably if I can manifest certain works, I would, because if nobody can call and say anything bad about me. Like if Richard wants to be the Prime Minister, you tell him, Richard for Prime Minister, he might say no. Because certain things, everything have been said about me too, but you have never said anything bad about me. And that's what I'm glad about. And so the way forward is just like, everybody noticed we need some change. I suspect they were doing some change in Dominica as to how we come up with the idea that you want to be a politician. I see a lot of people based on, they have disqualified themselves based on their performance. And, things that have hanging on their head, a lot of them should resign. That's why when certain allegations are made, people resign. And we should open space for people like me, because I'm telling you, not even 1% you hear already. And you're already telling me about underperformance. See, my man, like you can never underperform. I'm in a league of my own. And I've done so much that, many people essentially have to come and bow down and, they have to come and say they're sorry for what they have done to me. Each Central have to go forward, and they'll do it. So when they're in position, they now, the only way forward, some of them have to come and say, I'm sorry for what I've done to you.
Okay, caller.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. In the NewsSpin WhatsApp group, somebody says, Alexander, most monitored caller. All right, let me see if I could go through a story that's just coming to hand there from Loop News. And it reads, police have launched an investigation into the tragic death of a 1-year-old boy who was in the care of a Leclerc educational facility, raising concerns about the circumstances surrounding his passing. Continues on Friday, September 13, 2024 at approximately 5:40 p.m. Officers from the CID were alerted to the infant's death. Earlier that afternoon, at around 3:50 p.m., the child had been rushed by ambulance to Owen King EU Hospital, where medical personnel attempted to resuscitate him for over an hour. Sadly, the efforts were unsuccessful, and the boy was pronounced dead by a doctor. Details of the incident remain unclear. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for Thursday, September 19th, is expected to determine the exact cause of death. Let me turn my attention now to our question of the day. Our question of the day reads, the Prime Minister is on vacation from September 17th to the 22nd. Well-deserved vacation? Just asking the question. Well-deserved vacation. The Prime Minister is on vacation from September 17th to the 22nd. Well-deserved vacation. And the acting Prime Minister is Dr. Ernest Hilaire. And let me turn my attention now to our NewsSpin News of the Day. The NewsSpin News of the Day. The NewsSpin News of the Day reads, Global Index for Free and Fair Elections suffers biggest decline on record in 2023, according to the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IDEA. Once again, our NewsSpin News of the Day, Global Index for Free and Fair Elections suffers biggest decline on record in 2023, according to the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance. Our NewsSpin News of the Day, and I just heard that actually today is the birthday of Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Prime Minister, and that is coming from the NewsSpin family. So here's hoping that you'll enjoy your birthday, have a restful one, an enjoyable one, and as soon as you return from vacation on the 22nd of September, you will make an appearance on this broadcast. Enjoy your birthday, sir. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.